While browsing my Google feed, I came across this article which read, it almost sounded clickbaity, but I decided to give it a read. This being quite a long article of around 1300 words, I used technology to summarize, which obviously didn't work out, and I ended up reading the whole article. So the author sees a lot of Assam registered vehicles on weekends, and she draws the following conclusions. She states that vehicles registered in Assam are overcrowding all the tourist spots in Meghalaya. She's of the opinion that Meghalaya is losing out on this opportunity offered by the tourism industry as far as vehicles are concerned. She also goes to claim that all tourists traveling in Assam registered vehicles are from Assam. So the possibility of someone from Orissa, or for that matter from Calcutta, coming down on weekend, landing in Guwahati, booking a cab to Meghalaya, that is absolutely not happening. Tourists traveling by Assam vehicles have to be from Assam, period. She then goes on to describe that drivers from Assam are reckless, they drive like crazy, and are arrogant and insolent too. Hence, it is justified if they get wrapped up by locals. She says it takes two to tango. I guess she implies that Meghalaya drivers are the best, well-behaved drivers, and they don't spit quiet upon the road dividers. She goes on to say that Meghalaya is not for mass tourism. So my understanding is that by Maggie Noodle Tourism, she is referring to low-value tourists who prefers cheap accommodation, cheap food, cheap mode of transport. Well, who doesn't? Unless you are a millionaire, you're going to look for cheaper options. Well, the government is already moving in the direction of attracting high value tourists. They have a new policy, the Meghalaya Tourism Policy 2023, where they are taking initiatives, where they are building infra to attract high value tourists. It remains to be seen if the high value tourist benefits all the local stakeholders or only a select number of stakeholders. The author also goes on to suggest that there needs to be a carrying capacity with respect to a tourist spot. And this is where I agree with her entirely. Carrying capacity is basically the number of tourists visiting a place without causing any kind of degradation to that place. She goes on to describe the tourism industry as the only clean, non-polluting, non-invasive, employment generating, which again is highly debatable. Well, employment generating industry, true. Non-invasive, non-polluting and clean, again the statistics paint a different picture. India has the world's fourth largest carbon footprint from tourism. Tourism is behind 8% of the global CO2 emissions. She concludes that overcrowding tourists from Assam will lead to the destruction of the tourism industry. So, well, to me, the article seems more like a rant, devoid of any statistical data points. Just another blog post, in my opinion, with just a bunch of generalized statements blaming tourists from Assam for all their problems. So, I guess I need a break. I need some fresh air. Total 18 kilometers টাউনৰ পৰা approximately আধা ঘণ্টামান লাগিলে আহি পাওঁতে আজি যদি লাকে অলপ ফেভাৰ কৰে নহয় মই যদি কেমেৰাটো এইপিনে পইণ্ট কৰোঁ তাহাঁতি এইপিনে ওলায় এইপিনে পইণ্ট কৰোঁ এইপিনে ওলায় Gangetic river dolphins. So this is the Sangmuk for you, one of the most beautiful places in Sipsal.